Okay, it is 9:27 a.m. and these are the stocks on the main watch list. I do have other stocks on the other watch list like DSCR. Maybe I can continue an uptrend because this one did break yesterday the highs here of 21, so that's pretty impressive. Now it's at 29, but it's just gonna be a watch. I'm not sure what to do with it. Maybe it'll continue the uptrend, maybe it'll drop to its breakout level and be a confirmed breakout. That would be a better setup for me, but right now it is GGII for more morning panics. Hopefully they're better than they have been before. GVSI, these two are no longer priced the same. GVSI had a very nice uptrend. It even broke the high right here of the day. It was a nice move. I was not there for it, but it did a nice run up from 26 to the 38s without any real trouble. I guess 37s before we encountered the first red candle. That's a nice move. I will be watching this. This could make a morning panic. This wouldn't be too bad either. Maybe it'll continue the uptrend and maybe break 45. Who knows? It's just going to be a watch. BPSR is going to be a watch. It's starting the uptrend, but it doesn't look too nice. That's all I have right now. It's just going to be morning panics and maybe an uptrending stock setup too. Alright, it is 9:37 a.m. I literally just scalped LTNC. Really, I didn't want to really trade LTNC because this thing has just been falling every day, but when I looked at a 14-day chart, it did show some kind of sign that it can uptrend after a morning panic. So for example, yesterday we had a drop from 55 to 48 and it did bounce to 51. So even though it's kind of being sold off, not looking so nice, it does show that it can uptrend. And so here was a trade. I bought at 933 right here, and I bought 70,000 shares at 41.7, which is right here. You can see it's kind of like a doji, and literally the same candle, because it was such an uptrend. It was such an excessive uptrend, not downtrend. Look at that big volume spike. By the way, I sold at 43.4 because it was just an excessive move, and only now is it at the 43.4 level that I sold at recently, but I was able to get out the same minute, the same candle, and not have to worry about it. I probably did sell some higher. It's not like it all executed at once. I'll be interested in seeing how high this one can uptrend. We already have the big volume candle. Now we're just starting to uptrend a little. Is it going to break VWAP? Is it going to reject it? A lot of times it breaks VWAP, so it's just going to be a watch. But here's what happened, right? I tried, LTNC, and so what I did was, alright, I only want to trade a speculative position because it's not ideal. So I saw this. Alright, let me round it. Right, I accidentally did my largest size trade ever. I actually traded almost a $3,000 position, and my profit is actually $119. As you can see, I did get some sells at a higher price, some that were lower, but overall it averaged out to, that's 43.4 level. It's doing it. I was looking at GGII. Oh, nice, to do the uptrend now. Kind of random, big random green candle. Oh, this might not be accurate. Is it? Yeah, it's accurate. Had I bought anywhere into here, which could have been possible, but not really, I'd be selling right now because that looks a bit too excessive. GVSI is doing an uptrend. BPSR is looking nice too, but I'm just gonna take it easy and look back. Just traded much larger than I wanted to. I still have money available to trade as a cash account, but that could have went really wrong. I mean, it worked out great, because I picked a good setup, right? I'm not degenerate. A little maybe, but I'm not trading like absolute trash setups, but I'm surprised that happened. And you know what? I'll be honest, execution was very easy, very quick today. Might be the broker, might be the stock, might be both. It was just very nice. I guess that's what I get for studying almost 5 hours yesterday. Oh no, I'm just kidding. No, just thankful to God, because that could have went really badly, but I did pick a really good setup. And if we're looking now, shoot, LTNC is now at 43.9. So I would have made more had I have held, but because we did have that excessive spike, I sold into it. Obviously, if I have a much larger position than this, I'd have to wait. I can't just dump everything there, but we did trade a lot in this candle, so it wasn't that hard. But look at it go at 44. I'll just add it here. Very impressive. And look how bad it is on the 30-day chart, but it's still doing these nice morning panic bounce plays. It did catch my eye yesterday for the first time in a while. I'd be selling into this spike, probably some, if not all, had I have still been holding. Didn't even do the best because, again, I bought at 417, 417, and I sold at 43.4, my average, right? And now it's at 44.5, 44.1. I'll make an update, but there's nothing I really want to trade at the moment. Alright, it is 9:59 a.m. Yeah, I think it was good to take a mental break. It's not like I was freaking out or anything, but I just wanted to play safe rather than, play safe than sorry, just to take a pause. But we have two new uptrending stocks. DEWM is what I call a contract winner, has some kind of licensing agreement or some kind of agreement, so that's pretty good. This thing I think has more legs than, let me look at the daily chart actually. Yeah, DEWM has a lot more potential because it's more of a contract. This is news that can spread, which is great. While MVES is just like the announcement of an app available on the App Store. So is that really going to continue running? I don't know. And it did have this ugly wiki day before. Tim is long this stock here because it's the first. Well, I mean, it's not like he knows the setup or uses the name that I use, but he just bought on the random dip. But I call it a first dip under VWAP setup. And this thing, I've seen it run, higher or just consolidate above VWAP and provide a nice sell opportunity. Is that, 35 the drop here. The lowest was 33.7 if you want to count the wick. But, and at 35, 38 you sell. That's 10%. And if it uptrends, that's even more profit. So that's a great setup. Just wasn't really in my mind to consider it. Just, I guess, given what happened. Very nice because I've had fears trading large position sizes, and that one kind of woke me up out of it. LTNC could reverse here. It did have a big volume candle at 41. I could consider a long here, but I'd make sure that it's not 70,000 shares, or maybe 7,000, or maybe 3,500 shares. I don't know, maybe as I trade a larger position size, maybe it just becomes easier to trade in terms of executions. Maybe my positions have been so small that I have trouble getting filled. I don't know. That's something I'll just keep thinking about. This thing could reverse here. I do feel tempted to consider a buy, but I'd rather just let this one go. I did have a nice trade here, back here, so I'll just keep waiting. I'll keep looking. If I had to guess, this thing can reverse, or if it fails, there's a lot of support. I mean, you lose just 1 penny if it cracks the day low. Ideally, there isn't much slippage, but That's my mindset right now. This thing can reverse only because it has a big volume candle right here. Not any other reason. Just, oh, it's a random dip, let's dip by it. No, it has a big volume candle. This could do it, but I'm not gonna be in it. Probably should have been in at the 40s anyway. So it's just gonna be a watch. Even if it doesn't work out, it could totally work out because I've seen them make a lower low from the morning panic bottom and then continue with a nice uptrend. Okay, it is 11:32 a.m. and I'm gonna call it off. MVES did have that first dip under VWAP setup. Wasn't really prepared to trade that. Tim actually traded it, probably not because it dipped below VWAP, just because he saw a random dip buy opportunity. I like this because it kind of adds some more security than just randomly dip buying something that could just continue fading. And it did do a bounce from 35. It got as high as 41 without including the wick. So if anything, you could have bought at 36 and then maybe sell here in the 38s if it didn't go out perfectly, if you didn't have the best entry. So that was good. LTNC, this is the stock where I bought and sold in the same candle here. Accidentally traded larger than I wanted, but it came in my favor because I was ideally trading a good setup. It did get to 45, I think. No, did it? 44.9. So it almost got to 45. I could have bought here. I could have definitely bought more because I started, seeing that uptrending, the big volume candle right there. Sure, but it still worked, and it did have another higher, not a higher low, a lower low. It did do an uptrend, a small one, to 41 from 40, so not much range, but then it dipped again, and then it finally did this nice run up here. That could have been something I could have traded. Again, just wanted to play it easy and not trade anything else. It's not like I'm freaking out or anything, but I just wanted to take that mental break in case, I needed it. GVSI was a choppy mess. Tim did do a nice buy somewhere here, I think, and he sold into the spike. It was a good idea because the other day it was up a lot. Nice breakout. So anybody who was in this stock, might have sold their shares at the market open, and that led to a nice spike afterwards because all this was excessive from people selling. Just like LTNC, it's just people selling from the other day. They don't like how it keeps downtrending. They sell their shares. They're all market orders. They cause a big drop and reverses. That's basically the morning, panic bounce play. And yeah, GVSI, choppy mess. GGII. This one actually is starting to uptrend. Very nice breakout here. Just wasn't there for it. Yeah, very impressive. I mean, 24 to 29. That's a lot of range. This is a good setup. Just wasn't really there, ready to trade setups. More trades like that. Just not in the mood to trade. DEWM. It looks like it's fading. This is a contract news. It's surprising. And this one seems to be fading more. I guess they're both fading around the same. Than the one that has a new app, at the app store, and this one's more of a contract. But this one could reverse at some point. I don't think it will downtrend the rest of the day. Just it could. I mean, it did have a few wiki days, but there's a chance it can do a nice uptrend. At least a little uptrend before it, heads back down if it's going to do that, perhaps. But I'm not trading it. BPSR, illiquid, not wanting to trade this one either. That's all I got. I'm going to call it off. Overall, pretty good trading day. In the way, it was good that I traded that large position size because it makes me less scared of trading, and ultimately a $3,000 position isn't even much for like real day traders. So I just have to keep working on it. If I didn't study 5 hours yesterday and go to sleep at 1 a.m. and maybe I studied only an hour, perhaps I would have had more sleep and I wouldn't have typed an extra 0. I don't know. Pretty thankful to God. Again, just a good trading day. Could have been much worse. At least, you can learn this. If you're going to fat finger a trade, at least make it on a good setup. So I'm going to call it off. Once again, just a good trading day. Look forward to the next day. Nice to see GGII uptrending. Maybe it can try to uptrend and then provide a morning panic bounce play with better range.